The backfield insurance plan I've been tracking finally has a real name behind the smoke, and it's the kind of low-cost, high-juice addition that keeps a contender's engine humming through November. Think fresh legs, instant screen game, and a home run gear that punishes tired fronts in the fourth quarter. Here's what I'm delivering today. I'll walk you through why the Lions have quietly evaluated midseason backfield help, how the deadline terrain looks right now, what this specific runner has put on tape the last 2 years, where he fits in our rotation without messing with Jahmyr Gibbs' rhythm or David Montgomery's identity, what the contract and acquisition cost really look like, and how this could tilt a couple of cold-weather games down the stretch. I'm not throwing confetti yet. I'm connecting dots that make football sense and cap sense. And when you stack the tape, the role, and the price, it points to one conclusion that feels more Green Bay road win practical than headline rush. Detroit's offense is built on balance that travels, gap and duo with Montgomery, edge stress and angle routes with Gibbs, play-action shots off run gravity, then a 2-minute package that forces linebackers to choose wrong. The stress point lately hasn't been identity, it's runway. How do you keep Gibbs explosive late in the year, keep Monty fresh for short yardage in December, and still have a third club in the bag when defenses sit on our first 2 pitches? That's why you scan the market for a rotational back who can live in the alley, accelerate through a crease, and catch the ball without tipping tendencies. And that's where the league's calendar helps us. This deadline has teams listening even when they're not shouting. The running back market is tepid, and the right player often moves for a day 3 chip plus conditions tied to snaps. I've watched enough of the Browns' recent rotations to know the youth movement is real, and the phone won't go unanswered when contenders ask about a veteran with verified burst. The profile we want is simple: straight-line speed that shows up late in games, clean hands for the 2-minute drill, and a career fumble record you can trust in bad weather. Put a pin in that, because the tape receipts are strong. Over the 2023-2024 window, this runner stacked chunk gains, those 10-plus yarders that flip-drive math, and he's compiled a triple-digit reception count across his first 4 seasons, which matters because Detroit's backs are receivers first on half our choice route menu. Money matters, too. The 2025 number sits in the low 7 figures after a spring adjustment, which means the prorated hit slides comfortably into a contending cap without forcing a corresponding move. Football-wise, the path is as clean as a December sideline. On early downs, he pairs with Gibbs in pony looks to widen second-level fits. In 2-minute, he aligns wide to stress-hook defenders, letting Amon-Ra and Laporta play off leverage. In short yardage, he's the jet motion that dresses up duo and steals a gap. And on special situations, 4-minute closeouts and field position drives, he's the changeup that keeps you out of 3rd and long. More importantly, he doesn't demand touches. He demands angles, and that's ideal on a team whose stars already set the table. Now let me zoom into Detroit's room as it stands. Gibbs is the centerpiece: edge speed, angle routes, explosives in space, and Montgomery is the battering ram who turns light boxes into body blows. Behind them, depth has been solid but banged up, and you want insurance that doesn't feel like insurance when it hits the field. Think Week 14 at Soldier Field, or a windy home date against a top 10 run defense. You need a third back who can take the 5-carry, 3-target load, and still threaten a defense into respecting outside zone and screen timing. That's where the name finally lands: Jerome Ford. The resume is exactly what we outlined: explosive straight-line acceleration, real receiving production, and a track record of hitting doubles when safeties cheat inside. In Cleveland, he showed he can live in a rotational role without disrupting a room, and the Browns' current depth chart, headlined by their rookie centerpiece, puts Ford in that sweet spot where a contender's call is welcomed if the price is right. For us, the role is crisp: keep Gibbs at his natural snap share, protect Monty from grindy overuse, and let Ford be the runway in the middle. Screens off motion. Toss crack to the numbers, angle routes on 3rd and 4, and inside zone in 4-minute when defenses are stacking to stop Monty. Add in a quietly excellent ball security profile, 1 lost fumble in his NFL career, and you've got the trust to play him in high-leverage moments without tightening the headset. Contractually, this is the definition of efficient: no long-term strings, a manageable 2025 cash outlay, and a cap hit that slides under the standard in-season cushion. That allows Detroit to structure a pick swap, something like a 2026 sixth that becomes a fifth with a snaps production trigger, or attach a conditional late pick without touching premium capital. And because the running back market hasn't overheated, you're not bidding against 5 teams. You're navigating a narrow lane of specific fits. Tactically, think about what this unlocks on film. Pony looks with Gibbs in motion to condense the box, Ford as the offset back on GT counter. Gibbs in the slot to force a nickel, Ford aligned in pistol for mid-zone with Laporta slicing across formation. Two-back play action with Ford's wheel as the gotcha if linebackers bite. And against pressure teams, the quick outlet where Ford's catch-and-go protects Jared Goff from eating a drive-killing sack. You also add a matchup wrinkle. When defenses play light boxes to smother Amon-Ra's option tree, you punish them with fresh legs that hit daylight. If you want a late-season identity line, it's this: keep the chains moving sustainably and add one extra explosive a game. Ford can be the one extra. Now I want you with me before we hit the runway of trade mechanics. Drop your take below. If the cost is a conditional day 3 and the role is 8-10 touches in game scripts that demand speed, are you in on shoring up the room with Ford, or do you prefer to funnel every rep into Gibbs's star turns and trust internal depth when the weather turns? I'll tell you where I land. In a league where one possession swings playoff seeding, you rent tools that win hidden yards. The deadline hits Tuesday, November 4 at 4 p.m. ET, which means the board gets decided in hours, not weeks. And the Browns' posture, open to moving a rotational veteran while they feed their rookie, puts the lever right in the middle of the table. From a Lions lens, the calculus is boring in the best way. The player is healthy, the role is defined, the cap is clean, and the cost is reasonable. This isn't chasing a headline. It's tightening a bolt. And if you're thinking about locker room chemistry, remember, backs who can protect, catch, and run straight without complaint tend to fit anywhere. And Detroit's culture thrives on unselfish production. My concise read on the football impact is simple. Ford gives Detroit the ability to steal a first down in 2 minutes, survive a 3-series stretch if Gibbs needs a breather, and keep Montgomery's legs fresher for January carries that decide reputations. If the call is there, I make it. Before I close, I want your temperature one more time. Would you pull the trigger for a conditional late rounder with a snap count escalator? And where would you deploy Ford first? Pony on 2nd and 6? Or 2-minute choice routes to punish soft zone? Tap the comments, tell me your package and your price. And if you want this kind of fast, sober, cap-aware breakdown every time the board shifts, ride with me. Like the video, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report. And turn on alerts so you don't miss the next move when it hits the wire.